And now to pour my first small tiger ball. What's up, everyone? Tiger Stacker here. Today I want to show you not only one, but two tiger bars that I got from my friend Maskman Metals. Here I want to show you how it fits into the flask before I even attempt to sandcast it. And it seems to fit pretty well. What do you think? And here you see the bigger of the two tiger bars from Maskman Metals. I was a little worried it wouldn't fit the flask when you compare it with the smaller one. But let's find out. Awesome, it fits. I put on rubber gloves because I hate the feeling of Delft clay in my claws. But now let's see how the small bar will perform in sand casting. Delft clay in its raw form straight from the bag is a little harder to work with and hard to get the details from. Subsequently, sifting it through is helpful. However, here you see I've made a mistake. You need to use like baby powder, talcum powder, something like that to get the details and not have it stick to the Delft clay when you remove the mold from the clay. I use a very fine painter's brush to get the powder into the nooks and crannies of the mold so it will not stick to the clay. I think it's a good idea to blow out the extra powder so it doesn't ruin the overall product. Now we're ready to sift the clay onto the mold with the powder in place so that we do not have the clay come out with the extraction. Not enough, it needs more. The now fluffy clay is now ready to be pushed into the nooks and crannies of the mold, but do it gently. Now that we've got the fluffy Delft clay in all areas of the flask, we now need to make it hard to improve the outcome of the final product. Subsequently, I'm using Delft clay in its unsifted form to start the hardening process inside the flask. I like both forms of pressure. The hammer gives better deep impact on the fluffy clay into the nooks and crannies of the mold, while the roller allows for a more homogeneous pressure on the sides of the mold and the flask. A putty or trowel knife that is wide enough to cover the whole flask is used to remove the excess clay. In a few swipes, it should be flush against the flask. I like a clean work area. And now let's try the larger bar. Again, not enough. Throughout the entirety of this video, isn't it amazing how many kitchen utensils are used to pour silver? Not too bad of an extraction from the mold from the sand, don't you think? And now to pour my first small tiger bar. This will be my first attempt. A little nervous. I poured a little slow, but fortunately, silver does not get cold and solidify as fast in sand as it does in a graphite mold.
Broken!
Now for my first attempt with the big tiger bar. Still nervous, as this is my first attempt with the big tiger bar.
Who can?
The crucible tongs do not do a good job at picking up the bigger tiger bar. However, my curved pickups do a little bit better, but they're old and rusty and don't have a great grip. I'm very fortunate that the silver quenched before it got to the bottom of the bucket. I was worried it would melt a hole in it, which it did not. But I'm going to have to get a new curved plier pickups. So here is the mold of the very first Prowling tiger. And being that I was a little concerned about doing a closed-faced pour the first time, I poured an open-faced pour. I'm toying with the idea of taking off the excess, polishing it up, and leaving it being my open-faced pour, and then start working towards a closed pour and seeing how it turns out. So what do you think? Should I remelt this and then do a closed face pour, or should I keep this, spruce it up a little bit, and then do a closed face pour for a comparison? Leave your comments down below. So this is the second Prowling tiger, bigger, but still quite scary. And like the last one, I was concerned about doing a closed face pour, so I did an open face pour. A lot heavier than the first one. And like the other one, I'm toying with the idea of sprucing this up, taking off the extra silver, sprucing up the back, and leaving it as my maybe only open face pour for this product. And as you can tell, it's a lot small, it's a lot bigger than the first one. So tell me, what do you think? Should I spruce it up and leave it and then compare it with a closed face pour? Or should I melt it? Like I'm thinking about melting this one and just doing only a closed face pour. As before, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. See you all in the next one. Tiger Stacker out.